Sup folks, welcome back to my channel. If not back, then just welcome. If it is your first time here, I would love it if you would click on the subscribe button, and if you are a returning subscriber, thanks for joining in. Don't know what these shoulder movements are. Cool tone makeup is like all the way in, right? It's like all the way in. It's so trendy right now, right? So should I do another cool tone look? Of course I should. But this one's going to have more color in it. It's not going to be as neutral. So that's enough rambling. Let's just go ahead and get into this look. Shout out to the person who knows what my eyes are already primed and concealed with. For the look, the first product I'm going to take is the Glossier Lid Star. This one is in the shade Fawn. It's like a cool tone. Purpley, smoky taupe color. Go see. I found the best way to use the lid star is to not put the doe foot directly on your eye, but to take a short, stiff synthetic brush, such as this one here. It's flat and it's stiff and it's synthetic. It's kind of tedious because you have to like paint the doe foot and paint it again, but it's seriously worth it because the payoff is better than just going in with the doe foot by itself. Also, it layers better when you do it this way. I don't know if it's because the doe foot is absorbent or what, but when I try to layer this product on top of itself with the doe foot, it just soaks up the first layer that I put down. Do you want to hear a quick story about how ASOS has the best customer service in the world? A while ago, maybe a month ago at this point, I placed a pretty hefty order from ASOS. Mind you, I feel like it's pretty hefty anytime I spend more than $35. So let's say my order was about $175. I, like a big old dolt, had my order shipped to my previous address and realized that I had after UPS said my package had been delivered, yet there were new pants at my door. So I realized what I had done. I was like, oh, poop. So I drove to my previous residence, which is an apartment complex, and went up to my apartment, knocked on the door. People were home. I heard them living their merry life inside of the house, and no one answered the door, which is fair, a move that I also probably would have pulled. I'm just going to let this set down and dry for a second. I was like, cool, I get it. You don't want to answer the door for the strange woman in the beanie, probably looking very distraught. But I left a note on the door with my phone number and was like, this is who I am. I messed up. You know, if you could please contact me at my phone number so I can get my clothes, that would be primo. I never heard from them. So I called the apartment complex. I never heard from them either. Next step, I'm taking the Bad Habit Aura palette, which is a direct dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. And I'm going to take the shade Haze here. And I'm going to put that just in my crease to kind of soften things up a little bit. So then I contacted ASOS. I emailed them and I was like, hey, I'm a big goof. And I goofed. And I had my order sent to my previous address. If there's any way you can help me out with a coupon code or a partial refund, that would be greatly appreciated. First, they started out with, so sorry to hear that your stuff got shipped to the wrong address. What is your package or your order number? So I gave them my order number, and then they transferred me to like 3 different people. And I wasn't expecting anything. And so they were handing me off to like 3 different people to try to get my problem solved, which I wasn't bugging about. This was all through Facebook, by the way. This is through Facebook Messenger. And then so the final message that they sent me was like, okay, your stuff is on the way. It should be there in 2 days. And I was like, what? They resent me my entire order at no additional cost to me. The only thing that they didn't send me was something that had sold out, and then they gave me a refund for it. I was blown away. I was not expecting to get any of my stuff back, especially because I had messed up. Like, I had straight up just had my stuff sent to the wrong address. It wasn't like it got stolen off of my porch or anything like that. Like, I goofed and I had it sent to the wrong place, and they just sent me my whole order. I'm gonna go in with the Aura palette again, and this ethereal shade, which is like a really pretty lavendery kind of color, and it's very metallic, and I'm just going to put that in the center of my lid. I'm going to blend it out kind of over the entirety of my lid, but I wanted the concentration to be in the center because that's where I wanted the most color. So that's a quick story about how ASOS just has the best customer service in the entire world. Thanks, ASOS. Or SOS. ASOS. ASOS. ASOP. Thanks. Okay, this look is kind of sort of not what I wanted to do, and I don't know how to fix it. I'm going to take a little bit of my highlighting concealer and put that right above that purple color, just because my natural darkness is kind of throwing off the vibe of the look that I want. That's better. Okay, yeah, the natural darkness was just kind of throwing me off. You see the difference between this eye that I've put concealer on and this one that I haven't? Yeah. Now I'm just like adding a little bit more of that purple color and diffusing it so that the line isn't so harsh between the light and the dark. I'm going to conceal my under eye so that I can work on my lower lash line. Still using up these NARS products until they are gone. Okay, while I was gone, I also did my mascara and my brows. Lash lick, boy brow. It's always the same. Okay, so for my lower lash line, I'm actually liking the clean look. So naturally, I'm going to put stuff under here. I'm just going to take that haze shade that I put in my crease, and I'm going to put it on my lower lash line, gently, gently, just in the general eye bag enhancing area, not like in the lash line. All right, there we go. Moving on to my skin, using one of my new favorite products in the whole wide world. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. It's a primer that adds illumination and just a tiny bit of coverage. And I'm going to be real careful around my brows because I already did them. And I'm just going to blend this in. Foundation brush from ColourPop. I really like these style of foundation brushes. I don't like this brush because it's not fluffy enough. The bristles are like kind of hard and they sound gross. Looks like I just drink water more than once a week. Why drink water when you can just buy products that make you look like you drink water? Am I right? Am I right? For my base, I'm going to take my NARS Tinted Moisturizer and my NARS The Velvet Matte Skin Tint. Yeah, this skin tint, even though it calls itself a skin tint, it has serious coverage. My skin is just glistening. And even though I feel like they give really good coverage, it still looks so light and so skin-like. And then the only part of my face that I'm going to set is going to be underneath my eyes. For that, I'm going to take the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. Secret Brightening Powder for under eyes in the shade 2. The reason why I really like it is because it doesn't enhance the crepey texture underneath my eyes. I have very dry under eyes, and so it's very easy for it to look more aged with a powder underneath it, because obviously the powder is going to settle into all of the fine lines, but this powder really just smooths it out, and the brightening is the right shade, like it's the correct shade for me. I'm actually going to take that and fill in my pores a little bit too, just right here on the sides of my nose. Now for my cheeks, the Black Radiance True Complexion Soft Focus Finishing Powder. This one is in the shade Milk Chocolate. And it's just a gentler bronzer color than my actual bronzer. My other bronzer, I put it on the other day and I was like, that's very, very red. So this one is just a little bit softer. And I've started putting bronzer on my nose instead of contouring my nose. And maybe that's a little weird to do in the autumn, winter, but it just looks so good. How could I not? Like, what? What do I want to do next? I'm going to go in with this new beautiful palette from NARS. It's their Hot Tryst Cheek Palette from their holiday collection. I'm going to take this shade here, and I'm going to take that on a fan brush and use that as my highlight. The reason why I really like this palette is its subtlety. And even though I don't really need a highlight with that Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like I mess up her name every time. This one has a little bit of a lavender hue to it that ties in really well with the eye look. This shade was called Swindle. And then I'm going to take some of this shade here called Friction, and I'm going to use that to highlight on my nose, just because I don't want the purple highlighter on my nose. Oh, it's so pretty. And then I'm not going to put any highlight on my forehead today because I'm wearing my hair in like sort of bang situation. And then for my lips, this is What If from ColourPop, and it's a fuchsia pink color, which I cannot tell you the last time I wore a fuchsia lipstick, if ever. This is one of their Cream Luxe lipstick formulas. That didn't make sense. This is one of their Cream Luxe formulated lipsticks, and it's my favorite of their lipstick formulations now. There's a little kid screaming outside. Not screaming like it needs to be helped. We just want to clarify. They're like making play child noises. And I thought it was a cat at first. Makes me feel like I'm going to be super great at parenting. This is the final look. It was super simple, but I've just been really digging this color combination lately. I've been digging cool tones in general lately, so it was just really fun to go ahead and play with these tones a little bit. I like it. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below if there's anything you want me to touch on more in depth. And that's it. That's all I got. As always, if you have made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you so very, very much. Till next time, bye folks.